Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Wall, the coolest place on the internet, as I've explained many times. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that is pretty cool. There's going to be a new game coming out called River City Ransom Underground. Now we'll get into that a little bit later, but if you guys didn't know, obviously one of my favorite games of all time. So before the game comes out, if you guys haven't played it, the original, I wanted to take a quick look at it. So for you guys, what the game is, River City Ransom was developed by Technos Japan, and it came out in North America actually in 1990. Now it didn't come out in Japan a year later. You play as Alex and Ryan. Now what you're doing is you're looking to save Ryan's girlfriend from a guy named Slick and all these different gangs. You did get like a ransom notice in the beginning of the game, and that's where the game takes off. Now what you do in the game is pretty simple for a beat 'em up game because it is a beat 'em up, but the game does a little bit more than most beat 'em ups. You travel through all the different parts of the city looking to earn money and fight gangs. Now the reason you have to earn money is because there is a little bit of an RPG element to the game, which means that you actually have to buy a lot of weapons and acquire different techniques. You have to read books. You actually have to do all sorts of leveling up the game, even as far as food and your XP and your stamina and your health. So that makes the game fun, especially for a beat 'em up. Now, another thing in the game that is awesome is the graphics. I know they are simple and 8-bit, but a lot of the Technos Japan games, like Super Dodgeball and World Cup, had this certain look to it, and this game did the exact same thing, and it was awesome. There's also like a wide range of moves. Besides like just a regular punch and a kick like most Nintendo games, you can acquire things like Stone Hands, Dragon Feet, Acro Circus is one of my favorites, where it's a jump move where every time you jump you spin. You can do some tricks with that. All the different gangs are fun too. Now, when you do make it to the end of the game, there is two bosses at the end. There's two guys that are twins, then there's a guy at the very end named Simon. Now, if you get all the way to the end, and your goal is to get to the high school to fight these last bosses, but if you get there and you haven't beat all the bosses yet, all the pre-bosses on some of the stages, the gates won't open and you won't be able to get in there, and you're gonna have to run all the way back through this non-linear world. So the game makes you do a little bit of work for it. Now, the replayability is huge on the game, and the reason the replayability is huge is because yes, you can beat the game like a speedrun getting through the bosses, but with all the leveling up and the power-ups, I mean, you can try to max out your characters, Alex or Ryan. Alex is obviously my favorite. Now you can sit there and go through and just beat up bosses. By the way, the best way to earn a lot of money is to troll, because the bosses will respawn, so you can go on a level, beat them up, get a good amount of money. You get like $4 on some of the bosses as opposed to the regular enemies where you get like 50 cents or so. Keep going back and forth, getting money. I recommend Stone Hands and Dragon Feet are my two favorite moves. Now, if you guys haven't played that, you need to go do it, especially, now I wouldn't say before you play the new game. Here's what the new game is. It's a game called River City Ransom Underground, and it's under development by an indie Canadian developer, and I think the name was Conatus, and I think that's how you say it, Conatus Creative. Now, they had a Kickstarter goal a little earlier last year, and it was $180,000. Now, this goal was reached, and it did go up to $250,000 basically. So that's awesome. I was, as you guys know, obviously, I was thrilled when this happened. I mean, to see this River City Ransom Underground, I remember seeing on Facebook when it came out the news that this was gonna happen, I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. A new River City Ransom. So, and now the game is scheduled for sometime in August, but August is like a week away or so, and I don't think it's gonna be that, but I will say that me and Josh have actually been in contact with the developer, and we got his personal email, and he said he's gonna try to keep in contact with us as to when it's gonna come out and let us play it first before a lot of the public does. So we'll let you guys know, and we will head this up. Again, guys, this is Off the Wall. I'm Aaron Stapish, and I'm gonna plank, but you guys won't be able to see me. See you guys later. I'm planking.